I am your mother.
Haha, don't listen to your mother, Minnie. I'm actually your mother. Haha.
Your silly hobbitses. They have no idea that I am their mother.
Yes, we're their mother.
Hey everybody, welcome to the MaffmanJones movie channel. I'm your host, John Maffio, and today's featured movie is Hereditary. It's directed by Ari Aster, it's distributed by A24, and it stars Toni Collette. That was my quick hands-on impression of Toni Collette being frightened. Ignore that. Alex Wolff, Gabriel Byrne, and newcomer Millie Shapiro. The story is about a grandmother who passes away, and the family is grieving over her loss, mainly Toni Collette, who has some skeletons in her closet, along with the entire family, because hereditary, things are passed on from generation to generation. The grieving process for this family would start out pretty traditionally, you would think, but actually it starts off peculiar and strange from the get-go, and it only gets crazier, creepier, and for some people, including myself, a lot scarier as the movie goes on. I do have to say, to preface this review, that I have not stopped thinking about this movie since I saw it Thursday night. The entire movie has grown on me completely, but there are certain images that will not exit my brain. And quite a few of them come from a particular scene that happens in the second act, or the one that kicks off the second act, and then the last 10 minutes of this movie really hit like a garbage truck that has no business hitting you because you're just trying to walk to your car to get to work. But this guy is, this sanitation worker's been drunk, he's having a bad morning, he just didn't get his wake-up rep at Dunkin' Donuts, and he decides to just ram a bitch. Thankfully, I prepared a little bit for this movie by watching Ari Aster's prior short film, The Strange Things About the Johnsons, which is not scary, but it's a very well-filmed and acted short movie about a family that's going through a really peculiar crisis, and that peculiarity, is that a word? That strange nature follows and carries into Hereditary. And it may affect some more than others. Like comedy, I think horror is very subjective. You never quite know because everybody's mind works very differently. I don't know how other people are going to feel, especially casual audiences, but for me, I enjoyed the slow burn, and then when we got to the thing that really kicks off the ending of this movie, it worked. I think the process of the storytelling all led up perfectly, almost perfectly, and masterfully and meticulously to that moment. It created a visceral experience that I was not really ready for, even though I tried to prepare for this movie. Acting is very important to this movie because it creates that family dynamic, and without that great family dynamic, this movie does not work as well as it does. Gabriel Byrne as the father is doing his best to keep everybody together, and he has a good performance. You have Millie Shapiro, who plays the young daughter, who many suspect is the one who insinuates what's creepy about this movie, but it's really not, but I'm not going to get into that. But for a first-time actress, she really did a great job, in my opinion. The two home run hitters here, besides Ann Dowd, who has a great service to the story of this movie, is very oddly uplifting. But I want to talk about Alex Wolff and Toni Collette. Alex Wolff, who is coming up out of nowhere lately, the Naked Brothers band. I thought Nat Wolff was going to be the guy, but right now, Alex Wolff is the Naked Brothers boy to look out for the future. Because that kid sells emotions so well. His character is really the center of the story, and he finds himself being placed in really devastating situations, but Alex Wolff sells it. But Toni Collette is the MVP. I agree with everybody saying to give her the Oscar nomination because her acting is working on a number of layers, and there's a lot of nuanced acting here, a lot of subtleties that I'm sure you will pick up on in other viewings, multiple viewings. But yeah, there's a number of different things going on with her character in terms of her past and her history, the grieving she's doing in the beginning of the movie, as well as throughout the course of the movie, how she's dealing with the process, and then when things really hit the fan going towards the end of the movie, you feel all of those layers come together, and it really helps make the movie great because of her acting along with her surrounding cast. For Ari Aster, theatrically, this is his directorial debut, and he does direct like he's a seasoned director. Just the way he frames shots, the way the story comes together. He's a master screenwriter too, because everything really does. When I look back on this movie, everything seems to make sense to me. The use of sound, which is very crucial to horror is absolutely massively done in this movie. You feel the pans, the tilts, the pulls, the pushes, everything seems to be done with the purpose, as when great novelists, every word serves a purpose. Every part of this movie felt like it served a real purpose in furthering the story and the characters. And when you're supposed to feel the spooks, which in my opinion, there's a couple good spooks throughout the movie, especially one hard-hitting spook, but at the end, the real spooks hit, or supposed to hit, but they work because you care about the characters and you're invested emotionally in their journey. There are certain shots that are really effective, and I don't think they would be as effective if I didn't care. But when I tell you that I've been carefully examining the corners of any interior space that I've been in for the past week, I really have been, because this movie, it affected me. Overall, Hereditary is a horror film that really, really works in the execution of what Ari Aster was going for. With characters, the emotions, the family, everything that is going on here, I think, just as an overall movie, just forget that it's a horror movie. The story of this family grieving over the loss of a loved one just works. It just happens to be a very spooky, creepy, eerie, and effective horror movie too. This is a multi-layered movie that warrants multiple viewings, and it's a movie that will be examined in the future. And again, it's another great addition to the horror genre, to the A24 list of movies that just keep on bringing it. And this is a great movie. I'm going to give it a 4.5 out of 5 stars. It's mafiously darn good. But now I want to know from all you boys and girls, what you think of Hereditary? Let me know in the comments down below. Did you think it was an effective horror movie like I thought so? Or do you think it really missed a mark in ways that maybe I'm not seeing from my perspective? Let me know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed my review of Hereditary also, please like, subscribe if you haven't already, and also check out my social medias and my Stardust account, where I actually talked about Hereditary a couple times, down below. I'm John Maffio, aka MaffmanJones. If you want, please check out my reviews for a couple other movies I've done recently, right over there. And I'll see you guys for the next review. Peace out.